Oh, the words from the pages change your world. Your world. They can change your heart. They can change your mind. They can change your life. Simple love can change your world.
All right, my beautiful people. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Here on this Monday morning, thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator and founder of New Black Wall Street. We're back here today with your New Black Wall Street Virtual Book Club. Going through the book, The 48 Laws of Power. We're on law number 25, Recreate Yourself. We'll be going through that today. I just want to let you know that the music, our intro music, is actually brought to you by PNG Records. That's right, PNG, that stands for Power and Glory. Make your sound rated PG. That's right. So we got Mr. Bernard Rand, who's able to do our intro and outro music for today. So if you guys are looking for some jingles, if you got some shows that you got to do, you can't use that music, right? You got to create your own, and that's what you have to do to avoid copyright. Well, you want to go ahead and give us go ahead and let me know, and I get you connected to someone who can hook you up. Make sure you're sounding great. You sounding going in, sound good going out. That's right. So that's what we do here. We actually do pay for our own music, and that's part of what we do in our show. So, Mr. Bernard Rand, shout out to you, sir. Thanks so much for doing what you do and making ERGJ and the New Black Wall Street sound good. Hey, what's going on, Cookie? Good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. I got a lot of things on my mind. I'm trying my best to stay focused, but I just want to guys let you know that we do have someone in South Africa now looking for manufacturing deals in South Africa. We do have someone with boots on the ground. We do not play when we say we're going to go do something. We try to find a way to do it, because I believe that if you ask, you shall receive. If you seek, then you shall find. And if you knock on enough damn doors, then somebody's going to fucking answer. So that's the deal. So we are working on that briskly. I do on Wednesday is going to be the debut of the ERGJ Home Shopping Network. We actually do have a deal that we're working on with the head wraps for the women. So you might want to scroll down my timeline, take a look at a couple of photos, because they are coming. And this is what I try to tell you guys, just do something different. Oh my goodness, do something different. So what's coming up today? Let's see here. Today's episode has been brought to you by ERGJ and our Kente sashes. That's right, the Kente sashes, wonderful, wonderful gifts for the graduation. We got some more coming in. We're going to order some more for the 2017 today. That's right, but this is how you do it. I'm just going to go ahead and wear this the whole show, because this gives you that feeling of royalty in the African tribe. These sashes are $20 a piece. Easy to ship, very, very easy to ship. So if you want one, just give us a call, 678-851-2400, 678-851-2400. We are working on our website so that you can have all this stuff available at one click of a button. But until then, we're going to do what we got. We're going to use what we got to get what we want. That's right. We're going to start where we are. And we're starting right now just here on Facebook doing our thing, but the website is coming, okay? So don't worry, it's coming. But I got to make sure it's legit. Got to make sure this legit. So the Kente sash, $20. That's right. And we're going to have the 2017 ones coming today. We are placing our other order. We got the maxi wraps coming in for the women. The purses, the beaded purses coming in for the women. Some more dashikis without the hood coming in. And then we do have the plus size dashikis as well coming in also. So that's what's coming down the pipe. This week we do have tomorrow is going to be our first time home buyer session. So if you are you're looking to buy your home for the first time, you want to come to that. That's part of our Club Millie package of things that we offer on a weekly basis to teach you everything you need to know about building wealth, protecting wealth, and also transferring wealth. So we have the first time home buyers seminar coming tomorrow. I'm going to put that in the comments below. So you just click on that button and sign up. And then we also on Wednesday, we have our Dow 30 investment session. So we are going to be looking at the companies Coca-Cola, 3M, Goldman Sachs, and Johnson & Johnson on Wednesday. That's a great place for you if you are a beginner in the stock market. You want to learn, you want to learn from the 30 most significant stocks in America. And that's going to be an easy place for you to kind of get an overview and a profile of what we do on a week-to-week basis as we begin to learn more and more about these companies and whether we want to look for potential investment opportunities. Good morning, Mr. Burton. How are you? Good morning, Miss Wanda. So real quick, before we get started in the book, I did come across a story today, man. Over in Africa, we had this white salon. Okay, it's I guess you call it a salon, a nail shop. and she went in to get her nails done, and they had the workers all in the black, but they had this one particular worker who was an older black woman named Harriet. And this story has touched my heart because Harriet was the maid of the salon shop. She got all the water ready. She cleaned up after everybody. She was seriously a maid, and she's getting paid 77 cents an hour. 77 cents an hour. So when that story came to me, I said, well, you know what we have to do? We have to do what we say we're going to do, right? We have to create our own, right? So coming down the pipe for ERGJ Enterprises, our goal is to create I don't know if there's one out there or not, but we are going to build our own nail shops. And what we're going to do is we're going to find a way to get Harriet out from where she is. We're going to hire Harriet, and we're going to make Harriet the manager. Why? Because Harriet must know everything there is to know about the nail business, right? We're going to hire Harriet, and then we're going to retire Harriet. Let me say that again. We're going to build our nail shop. And we're going to hire Harriet. Then we're going to retire Harriet, right? While Harriet is the manager of the shop, she's going to bring up the little ones, the young ones, those that need jobs, get our girls out of the nightclubs. We're going to bring them into this shop. We're going to teach them everything they need to know about the nail business. We have plenty of estheticians, but for some reason, we think washing feet is beneath us. And so we let the Koreans come into our neighborhoods and sell us their service because we refuse to do it ourselves. Well, this year, it's about owning and controlling. And so we must own and control. Everybody put that in the comments below. We must own and control. We can't complain about the wages that are being paid to our people if we will not employ our people. So ERGJ Enterprises is putting it on record today. We are going to have our first nail shop if we don't already have one. Somebody go and look up and see if we got some black nail shops. I don't know. I just saying we need more. Okay. So we are going to hire Harriet, and we're going to retire Harriet. All right. And if you don't believe me, just watch. Recreate yourself. Law number 25 from the 48 Laws of Power is what we're going in today. Of course, this book is very controversial, but it's all about giving us strategies. So everybody put in the comments below strategies. What we want to do here, we want to understand the law so we can apply it to our life. But also secondarily, what we really want to do is make sure that we understand it so we can know when it's being applied against us. So we always want to be in a position of power. And the way that we do that is be understanding the strategies or the laws or the rules or the tactics that are used against us. Law number 25, recreate yourself, and here is the judgment. Do not accept the roles that society forced on you. Do not accept the roles that society forced on you. Recreate yourself by forging a new identity, one that commands attention and never bores the audience. Be the master of your own image rather than letting others define it for you. Incorporate dramatic devices into your public gestures and actions. Your power will be enhanced and your character will seem larger than life. What's going on, Miss Finley? Good morning. Good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. And here are your keys to power for today. The character you seem to have been born with is not necessarily who you are. Beyond the characteristics you have inherited, your parents, your friends, and your peers have helped to shape your personality. The Promethean task of the powerful is to take control of the process, to stop allowing others that ability to limit and mold them. Remake yourself into a character of power. Remake yourself into a character of power. Working on yourself like clay should be one of your greatest and most pleasurable life tasks. It makes you, in essence, an artist creating yourself. In fact, the idea of self-creation comes from the world of art. For thousands of years, only kings and the highest courtiers had the freedom to shape their public image and determine their own identity. Similarly, only kings and the wealthiest lords could contemplate their own image in art and consciously alter it. The rest of mankind played the limited role that society demanded on them and had little self-consciousness. A shift in this condition can be detected in the Velázquez painting Las Meninas, made in 1656. The artist appeared at the left of the canvas, standing before a painting that he is in the process of creating. That he had his back, that has its back to us. We cannot see it. Beside him stands a princess, her attendants, and one of the court dwarves, all watching him work. The people poising for the painting are not visibly directly visible, but we can see them in the tiny reflections in the mirror on the back of the wall. The king and the queen of Spain, who must be sitting somewhere in the foreground outside of the picture. The painting represents a dramatic change in the dynamics of power and the ability to determine one's own position in society. You have the ability to determine your own position in society. You have the ability, hey Ron, good morning, to position your own self in society. For Velasquez, the artist is far more prominently positioned than the king and queen. In a sense, he is more powerful than they are, since he is clearly the one controlling the image, their image. Velasquez no longer saw himself as a slavish, dependent artist. He had remade himself into a man of power. So everybody in the comments below, I want you to put, if you're a man, man of power. If you're a woman, woman of power. Be a man of power, a woman of power. Put yourself in position. So, and indeed, the first people other than the aristocrats to play openly with their image in Western society were artists and writers, and later on dandies and bohemians. Today, the concept of self-creation has slowly filtered down to the rest of society and has become an ideal to aspire to. Like Velasquez, you must demand for yourself. You must demand for yourself the power to determine your position in the painting and to create your own image. The first step in this process of self-creation is self-consciousness. So everybody put in the comments below, self-consciousness. The first step in the process of self-creation is self-consciousness. Being aware of yourself as an actor and taking control of your appearance and emotions. As Diderot said, the bad actor is the one who is always sincere. People who wear their hearts on their sleeves out in society are tiresome and embarrassing. Their sincerity notwithstanding, it is hard to take them seriously. Those who cry in public may temporarily elicit sympathy, but sympathy soon turns to scorn and irritation at their self-obsessiveness. They are crying to get attention, we feel, and a malicious part of us wants to deny them that satisfaction. Good actors control themselves better. Good actors control themselves better. Good morning, Justin. How are you, sir? Thanks so much for tuning in. Good actors control themselves better. They can play sincere and heartfelt, can affect a tear and a compassionate look at will, but they don't have to feel it. They externalize emotion in a form that others can understand. Method acting is fatal and in the real world. No ruler or leader could possibly play the part if all of the emotions he showed had to be real. So learn self-control. Learn self-control. Adopt the plasticity of the actor who can mold his or her face to the emotion required. The second step in the process of self-creation is a variation on the George Strand strategy, the creation of a memorable character, one that compels attention, that stands out above the other players on the stage. The second step in this process of power. Good morning, Miss Jacqueline. How are you? The second step, right, is the creation of a memorable character. What will you be remembered by? One that compels attention, that stands out above the other players on the stage. So let me ask you this, guys. As you guys are thinking about this and compelling over this position of power, what makes you stand out from the crowd? What makes you stand out from the crowd? What makes you different? Visibly different, or not even necessarily visibly, but what makes you different? People see the crowd and they notice you. Why? Why do people see the crowd and they notice you, or do they not? Are you the person who gets lost in the crowd, or are you the person who stands out in the crowd? Let me ask that again. Are you the person who gets lost in the crowd, or are you the person who stands out in the crowd? Something to think about. This was a game Abraham Lincoln played. The homespun common countryman he knew was a kind of president that America had never had, but would delight in electing. Although many of these qualities came naturally to him, he played them up. The hat and the clothes, the beard. No president before him had worn a beard. Lincoln. No president before Lincoln had worn a beard. Lincoln was also the first president to use photographs to spread his image, helping to create the icon of a homespun president. It was all strategy. Good drama, however, needs more than an interesting appearance or a single standout moment. Drama takes place over time. Everybody put that in the comments below. Drama takes place over time. Drama takes place over time. It is an unfolding event. Rhythm and timing are critical. One of the most important elements in the rhythm of drama is suspense. Now you wonder why you like TV so much. Because drama takes place over time, and it is filled with the element of suspense. This is why they get you hooked, line and sinker, on that TV. Drama takes place over time, and it is filled with this element called suspense. Houdini, for instance, could sometimes complete his escape acts in seconds, but he drew them out to minutes to make the audience sweat. The key to keeping the audience on edge of their seats is letting events unfold slowly, then speeding them up at the right moment, according to a pattern and tempo that you control. What's going on, T-Bone? Thanks so much for tuning in. Great rulers from Napoleon to Mao Zedong have used theatrical timing to surprise and divert their public. Matter of fact, Donald Trump is pretty good at this. Drama unfolds over time. He's become a master of television drama. Franklin Delano Roosevelt understood the importance of staging political events in a particular order and rhythm. And if you don't believe that our government is full of theatrical staging, then you are a fool. At the end of his 1932 presidential election, the United States was in the midst of a dire economic crisis. Banks were failing at an alarming rate. Sound familiar? Shortly after winning the election, Roosevelt went to a kind of retreat. He said nothing about his plans or his cabinet appointments. He even refused to meet the sitting president, Herbert Hoover, to discuss transition. By the time of Roosevelt's inauguration, the country was in a state of high anxiety. In his inaugural address, Roosevelt shifted gears. He made a powerful speech, making it clear that he intended to lead the country in a completely new direction, sweeping away the timid gestures of his predecessors. From then on, the place of his speeches and public decisions, cabinet appointments, bold legislation unfolded at an incredibly rapid rate, very similar to Donald Trump. The period after the inauguration became known as the 100 Days, and its success in altering the country's mood partly stemmed from Roosevelt's clever pacing and use of dramatic contrast. He held his audience in suspense, then hit them with a series of bold gestures that seemed all the more momentous because they came from nowhere, very similar to Donald Trump. You must learn to orchestrate events in a similar manner, never revealing all your cards at once, but unfolding them in a way that heightens their dramatic effect. I think Donald Trump has learned this law. Besides covering a multitude of sins, good drama can also confuse and deceive your enemy. During World War II, the German playwright Bertolt Brecht worked in Hollywood as a screenwriter. After the war, he was called before the House Committee of Un-American Activities for his supposed communist sympathies. Other writers who had been called to testify planned to humiliate the committee members with an angry, emotional stand. Brecht was wiser. He would play the committee like a violin, charming them while fooling them as well. He carefully rehearsed his responses and brought along some props, notably a cigar of which he puffed away, knowing the head of the committee liked cigars. And indeed, he proceeded to beguile the committee with well-crafted responses that were ambiguous, funny, and double-edged, very similar to Donald Trump. Instead of an angry, heartfelt tirade, he ran circles around him with a staged production, and they left him off scot-free. Other dramatic effects for your repertoire include the beau geste and action. Let me write that in the comments below because you guys, that one right there, you got to look that one up. It's a beau geste. B-E-A-U-G-E-S-T. Vocabulary word of the day. Glossary term of the day. Bing, 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 bing. Beau geste. You're going to learn today. All right, beau geste. An action at a climatic moment that symbolizes your triumph or your boldness. Caesar's dramatic crossing of the Rubicon was a beau geste, a move that dazzled the soldiers and gave him heroic proportions. You must also appreciate the importance of stage entrances and exits. When Cleopatra first met Caesar in Egypt, she arrived robed in a carpet, which she arranged to have unfurled at his feet. George Washington twice left power with flourish and fanfare, first as a general, then as a president who refused to sit for a third term, showing he knew how to make the moment count dramatically and symbolically. Your own entrances and exits should be crafted and planned as carefully. Your own entrances and exits should be crafted and planned carefully. Remember that overreacting can be counterproductive. Overreacting, go ahead and put this in the comments below. Overreacting can be counterproductive, especially in business. Overreacting. I think I talked about an incident yesterday where the woman who I was trying to do business with overreacted, and it was counterproductive, and it cost her a client. Overreacting can be counterproductive. It is another way of spending too much effort trying to attract attention. The actor Richard Burton discovered early in his career that by standing totally still on stage, he drew attention to himself and away from the other characters. It is less what you do that matters clearly than how you do it. It is less about what you do, it's more about how you do it. Your gracefulness and imposing stillness on a social stage count for more than overdoing your part, moving around too much. Finally, learn to play many roles. Learn to play many roles, to be whatever the moment requires. Adapt your mask to the situation. Be protean in the faces you wear. Bismarck played this game to perfection. To a liberal, he was a liberal. To a hawk, he was a hawk. He could not be grasped, and what cannot be grasped cannot be consumed. He could not be grasped, and what cannot be grasped cannot be consumed. Learn to play many roles. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. Learn to play many roles. All right, here's your image, guys. Here's what you want to imagine as it relates to this section that we are reading today, law number 25. It is the Greek sea god Proteus. The Greek sea god Proteus. Now, his power came from his ability to change shape at will, to be whatever the moment required. When Menelaus, brother of Agamemnon, tried to seize him, Proteus transformed himself into a lion, then a serpent, a panther, a boar, a running water, and finally a leafy tree. Learn to play many roles. And here's your authority. Know how to be all things to all men. Know how to be all things to all men. See, what you learn here, I'll tell you in just a second. A discreet Proteus, a scholar among scholars, a saint among saints. That is the art of winning over everyone, for like attracts like. That is the art of winning over everyone, for like attracts like. Take note of the temperatures and adapt yourselves to that of each person you meet. Follow the lead of the serious and jovial in turn, changing your mood discreetly. Now, what we're saying here, guys, like attracts like. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And if like attracts like, then you and I must be able to adapt and not expect people to adapt to us. I'll repeat that again. You and I must be people that are willing to adapt and not expect other people to adapt to us. So in other words, if you're a person that says, this is who I am, this is how I'm going to be, you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to find yourself not expanding your territory as much as you would like because you're not adaptable. You're not flexible in your approach to other people. So, but if you learn to be adaptable, you learn to be flexible in how you deal with people, all types of people, no matter what. You want to be all things to all men. Matter of fact, being all things to all men is the essence of love. But yet, some of us are so self-centered, so selfish that we expect other people to do unto us, but we are not willing to do unto them. Right? But if you become pliable, you become flexible, you become adaptive in your nature, and you say, you know what? Regardless if you're very difficult to work with, I'm going to find a way to work with you. Regardless of your attitude, I'm going to find a way to deal with you because I'm flexible. Right? That doesn't necessarily mean you want to hang out with these people, right? You know, you want to find like-minded people. But what we're saying is, if you are in business, if you're a person that's saying, hey, I want to expand my territory, I want to find new customers, well, you're going to have to learn how to adapt. Different cultures, different dialects, different people. right? This is why I can do business with an older white lady. It's not a big problem, right? Because I know how to adapt. I know that she doesn't understand my language and my culture, but I'm willing to adapt. So the whole theme of New Black Wall Street is that you buy black and you sell to anyone. Doesn't mean that you buy black and you only sell black. You buy black and you sell to anyone the same way that they do. They buy from themselves, but they sell to everybody else. And this is how you begin to accelerate the improvement of your own economy. Learn to play many roles. Be all things to all men. And you'll find that your territory will be enlarged, just like that prayer of Jabez. Enlarge my territories. Well, I don't mind enlarging your territories, young monk, but you got to fix that attitude first. You got to become more selfless than you are selfish. You got to give yourself away. Give your personality away. Give your skill set away. And then you can have more. You'll be open enough to receive more, because now you have become all things to all men. Well, guys, this is chapter number 25, or law number 25, going through the 48 laws of power. Recreate yourself, right? Don't wait on it to be done. You have the power to recreate yourself each and every day that you wake up. You have the power to do and become who you want to become each and every day that you wake up. But at first, it takes a decision, and then you have to follow that decision up with action. Who do you want to be, right? But learn to play many roles. Well, guys, again, today's episode has been brought to you by ERGJ Home Shopping Network, and we do have the Kente sashes that are available, $20. We'll send it out to you, get it mailed to you as well. We do have them also in the black and white in case you want a different color. I really like these also, but we got the Kente sashes straight from Ghana, made straight from Africa, and these are actually great graduation presents, so we're going to be getting more. Just in case you guys got some people that's going to be graduating this year, graduating college, graduating high school, what it would be like if they walk down the stage with their very own Kente sash. That's right. So anyway, hopefully you guys got something out of today. Recreate yourself. Again, it's ERGJ, certified financial educator, founder of New Black Wall Street, saying this to you. You guys remember this. It takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together.